Today, I'm very happy to announce that this video is sponsored by Sega. So recently, I was fortunate enough to get early access to Atlus's newest title, Shin Megami Tensei V Vengeance. Vengeance is the definitive version of SMTV. And since today is June 14th, it means that the game has been released, so you can click the link in the description to buy Vengeance right now. As someone who played the original for more than 400 hours, I was really interested to see what Vengeance would bring to the table, and let me tell you, it's great! This version expands on the original experience by adding new demons, new areas to explore, and most importantly, a brand new storyline called the Canon of Vengeance. After playing the game for 80 hours and beating it, I've got a lot of things to say. So in this video, I will be sharing my thoughts on the Vengeance experience. Oh, and by the way, while I'm going to touch on the characters and the story, I won't be including any plot-related spoilers in this video. The first thing I want to mention is that with SMTV Vengeance going the multi-platform route, we are finally able to experience this game with better graphics and at a higher frame rate. I played the game on Steam, so I was able to get the most out of my 4K monitors as well as my 3080 Ti graphics card. SMTV looks better than ever, and it makes stuff like watching the detailed attack animations extremely satisfying. Vengeance also features a surprising amount of brand new music tracks from Ryota Kozuka, the talented music composer behind the soundtrack of SMTV. In total, there are 89 new songs that you will get to hear while playing, and many of them are certified bangers. I don't know the name of the songs yet, but there is that one battle track that plays during a side quest involving one of the new demons, Nyami Nyami, where you have to defeat a door morph. And that one goes hard. In fact, let me play it right now. It's really catchy, and I can't wait for the official soundtrack to become available on Spotify. Very quickly after starting the game, you will get a dialogue option that lets you choose which storyline you want to play. Once that's done, the game will elaborate on what each choice means and then let you choose again, so there is no need to worry about making a mistake. Personally, I picked the Canon of Vengeance, but it's worth mentioning that you can still experience SMTV's original story if you choose the Canon of Creation. In the Canon of Vengeance, you will be dealing with a new threat, the Kaddish 2. This cohort of demons is plotting something nefarious, and finding out what their plan is will be your main focus throughout the game. You will also get introduced to a new character called Yoko Hiromine, and I have to say, she quickly became my favorite character. What I like the most about her is how well she fits in the story of this game. She is heavily involved in pretty much all the cutscenes, and you also get to see her interact with the main cast quite often. This is also true with the side quests, because for some of them you get to see her comment on the events that transpired. But her relevance to the game isn't just story-focused. This also comes across during gameplay because she's one of the new playable human characters. While going through the game, you end up spending a lot of time with Yoko, and as I kept traveling with her, she slowly grew on me. When you add all of these things together, it really helps Yoko feel like a core part of the Vengeance experience, equally as important to the story and the gameplay. Before I talk about the gameplay improvements, I want to mention the changes in other areas that really surprised me for the better. What I love about Vengeance is that this version doesn't just enhance what the original was good at. It also has improvements in areas where the original was somewhat lacking. One of these changes is the fact that Tokyo feels a lot more important now. In the OG SMTV, there wasn't really much you could do in Tokyo, and it was basically a place where you would go to watch cutscenes. But in Vengeance, there is a lot more you get to do, like some side quests. Some of those will make you explore the school in search of clues, while others will require you to travel between the Netherworld and Tokyo to complete them. You also have brand new cutscenes to watch within Tokyo, as well as your own room that you will need to return to in order to progress the story. All of these little things really help Tokyo feel like your base of operation. During the story, you frequently return to Tokyo in between missions, and I gotta say that thanks to these changes, I was a lot more invested in the fate of this city. Another area where the game really improved on the original experience was in how it handled the characters. The one thing that always felt a bit unfortunate with the original was how some characters didn't get enough screen time. This was especially noticeable with characters like Yuzuru Atsuta or the Egyptian god Kansu, who felt like they should have been more involved in the story. And that's why I was really happy when I saw that Vengeance addressed this. Alongside Yoko Hiromine, I felt like the game gave enough screen time to the main cast to flesh them out. Not only are they more involved in the plot, but you also get to see these characters interact a lot more during side quests and new cutscenes. And what really helps everything coming together is the fact that in the Canon of Vengeance, your human companions can fight alongside you. From time to time, your friend will join your party as guest characters that you can control just like your demons. Each of your allies has a distinct playstyle, and while playing, I regularly found myself adding them to the active party. I also appreciate how you can get a feel for their personality based on their animations, like my boy Dazai. Seriously dude, can you stop taking selfies for your Instagram account? We are about to get blasted by the demons! These characters do come and go during the story, but whenever they get back in the party, the game adjusts their levels for the upcoming area, and their movesets also get expanded, so it never felt bad to use them. Thanks to all the improvements I've listed so far, as well as the brand new story featured in the canon of Vengeance, I think that players who experience the original story of SMT5 will find a lot of value in this version of the game. Now let's talk about one of the core aspects of the gameplay: exploration. This was something that the original did really well, and I'm glad to say that it's still the case in Vengeance. SMT5 has an open-world approach to exploration that I really like. And now, exploring these large maps filled with treasures is even more enjoyable because of the new features added in Vengeance, like the sky view. You can go in this bird's eye view, and it's extremely useful for finding a way to get to that elusive item you've been trying to reach for the past 3 hours. In this mode, you are free to do stuff like moving the camera around, zooming in and out, or toggling icons on and off to better pinpoint your target. Usually when searching for items, simply looking at the minimap is enough, but there are certain cases where it cannot showcase exactly where the item is. But now, with the sky view, doing that is a lot easier. For example, you can use it to check if the item is on top of a building or inside one. The sky view also comes in handy whenever you are trying to get to a specific location. I actually started messing with this feature way before the tutorial for the sky view showed up, and I think this is a testament to how intuitive it feels to use. Another set of changes that I really like are the changes related to the Aogami essences. So essences in this game are items that you can use to change the elemental affinities of the protagonist, or teaching new skills to the protag and your demons. In the original, the Aogami essences were contained inside yellow chests. Now in Vengeance, they have their own unique visual indicator in the form of the husks you can find while exploring, as well as a unique icon on the map. And most importantly, these essences will respawn automatically after some time has passed. In the OG, I was always hesitant to use them because I knew that getting those same essences back would be kind of tedious. Fortunately, that's not the case anymore, so you can freely use your Aogami essences and then go back to pick them up again if you need to. This design philosophy also holds true with demon essences because many of those can be bought at the shop. And there is also a miracle that you can buy to request essences from demons you encounter in the wild. All of these changes make experimentation rewarding, and it allows you to focus on what I love the most about the SMT games: carefully crafting the right team for the upcoming boss fights. But by far, when it comes to exploration, my favorite new feature has to be the Magatsu Rail. In the canon of Vengeance, some of the areas you will be going through are maps that were present in the OG SMT5. At first, I was worried that going through maps that I had already played through would make exploration less fun, but fortunately, this is where the Magatsu Rails come in. These are glowing objects that you can use to reach another location. What I love about those is how versatile they are. Sometimes, the Magatsu Rails function as shortcuts that will allow you to easily backtrack after you are done exploring. Other times, they will lead you to brand new areas with useful loot. Since you never know where the rail will lead you to, interacting with every single Magatsu rail you can find is extremely fun, and it made going through maps I already knew more enjoyable than I thought it would be. Usually the Magatsu rail spots are visible on the map, but there are also hidden spots that you can only find with the help of your demon navigator. So in addition to using your Navi to find useful items, this is another thing that the game does to reward you for regularly checking partner spots. Oh, and regarding the demon navigators, Vengeance added a lot more of those. Each of them seems to be better suited for fighting specific item types, so feel free to experiment with your demon partner. Personally, Alice used to be my favorite, but that friendship quickly ended as soon as I befriended Nahobiho. Sorry Alice, but running around at full speed with my little Biho is just too good. So far, I've mostly been talking about how it feels to explore returning areas from the OG SMT5, but that's not the only thing Vengeance is about. The storyline also features new locations like Shinjuku, which is a strong contender for the title of largest map in the game. The first thing that caught my eye when I got to this part was how beautiful the scenery was. This big map is divided in multiple different sections, each having their own unique look. You have so many cool areas, like those beautiful plains with these red tree-like structures, the urban jungle of the south, or the mountains of the north. This was definitely the most fun map to explore for me. There is also a new dungeon called Shakan with an interesting mechanic, but I will let you find that out for yourself. And of course, we can't discuss a Shin Megami Tensei game without talking about the real stars of the show, the demons. This game features demons who appeared in previous Atlus games as well as completely brand new ones. Around 40 plus new demons were added to Vengeance, giving a total of over 270 demons that you can recruit and command in battle. Nozuchi is one of those returning demons that left a big impression on me because instead of chasing you like the other demons would, this guy uses his trunk like a vacuum cleaner to pull you in, and I find that pretty funny. Now, where the demons really shine is during combat, and Vengeance added new mechanics for us to mess with. The most interesting one, in my opinion, is the fact that every single demon in the game has an innate skill. These are unique passive skills, and their effects vary a lot from one skill to another. Some innate skills like Demonic Mediation will give you another chance at talking with a demon if the negotiation went badly. Others can get quite technical, like the innate skill of Arabaki. Baki's innate skill is called Affable Hospitality, and it allows whoever gets switched in to copy the same support effects that he has. So if for example Baki has an attack buff and you switch in a demon, said demon will also get that attack buff for free. One demon that really stood out to me because of his innate skill was yet again Long-Nosed Nozuchi. A quick look at his toolkit will reveal that Nozuchi is built like a tank. He has a lot of HP, a high vitality stat to decrease the amount of damage taken, and he also learns the amazing skill Taunt, which allows him to draw the aggro towards him. And the best part is that his innate skill Tempest complements his playstyle really well. Tempest allows Nozuchi to counter with a medium force attack whenever he resists or nullifies an attack. This makes Nozuchi really useful against demons with physical skills because he can redirect their attacks towards him, and since he resists physical, whenever he gets hit by that attack type, he has a chance to deal decent damage thanks to Tempest. Innate skills add another layer of depth to the team building process, and it's an addition that I hope will stay with the series from now on. In Vengeance, you also get to play with special Magatsui skills that involve multiple demons working together. Whenever your red bar is full, you are able to use powerful skills called Magatsui skills. Some of those new ones are tied to the alignment of your demons, while others will require specific demons to be in your stock. In the original, the alignment of a demon was mostly just some flavor text, but here it actually matters for the gameplay, and it's a welcome change. During my adventure, I found these skills really useful, especially when facing powerful foes. Additionally, there are a lot of quality of life features tied to demon essences and demon fusion, like the ability to easily find out if an essence has a specific skill you are looking for. Now, the next point I want to talk about is difficulty. Regular viewers of this channel know that this is a topic that I'm quite fond of. With Vengeance, I played the game on hard mode and I had a blast. For some of the returning bosses from the OG SMTV, I already knew how to fight them, so I didn't struggle that much. But whenever I faced a new foe, I got my ass kicked multiple times. The Kaddish 2 in particular were consistently among the toughest boss fights in the game, and it made taking them down extremely satisfying. Having said that, it's important to note that this game features multiple difficulty settings, so you are free to pick whatever is best for you. Now, when it comes to difficulty, there is one specific change that I really wanted to test for myself. What I'm talking about is an adjustment to the level scaling. So for those unaware, the OG SMTV had a hidden mechanic that would scale the damage up or down based on the level difference between you and your enemy. If you were underleveled, you dealt less damage and took more damage, but if you were overleveled, it was the opposite. You dealt more and you took less. This was a mechanic that I did not enjoy because the scaling was too extreme on both ends of the spectrum. This mechanic essentially rewarded over-leveling too much, which was kind of a shame because I'm a firm believer that turn-based RPGs are at their best when the strategy you use matters more than your stats. So how does it work in Vengeance then? Well, the scaling is still a thing, but I'm happy to say that it is more moderate than its previous version, and that made battles a lot more enjoyable. To give you an example, Hydra is the first major roadblock of the game. It's a level 15 boss and I took it on at level 10. Being 5 levels lower than the boss made the fight pretty tough and I got destroyed many times, but with the correct strategy and knowledge of Hydra's patterns, eventually I was able to prevail. For the majority of the game I was pretty much always underleveled to varying degrees. Sometimes there was even more than a 10 level gap between me and the bosses. In order to win, I really had to get creative with my strategies and make the best out of the tools the game gave me. As for being overleveled, on the rare occasion that it happened, I felt like the scaling didn't affect those fights as much as it used to. This is easily one of my favorite changes that Vengeance added. For those who seek to challenge themselves beyond what the game offers, I think they will find this version very enjoyable. There are more than 50 new features and quality of life improvements in this title, so there is plenty of stuff for you to look forward to that wasn't covered in this video. Vengeance is a complete overhaul of the original in many different areas, and that allows this version to truly cement itself as the definitive way to play SMTV. So whether you are a new player or someone who played the original, there is a lot of value to be found in this version of the game. SMTV Vengeance is finally available worldwide, and you can go to the description of this video and click the link at the top to buy the game. Vengeance is available on all relevant platforms, so there is truly no better time to jump in and experience what this game has to offer. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys think once you get the chance to play the game. Also, I would like to properly thank Sega for giving me the amazing opportunity to play the game early and make this video for you guys. I'm quite passionate about this game, so having the chance to talk about them in this fashion was a ton of fun. Now, if you will excuse me, I must return inside the editing cave to work on my next challenge run video. It's still too early to share more information, but what I can already tell you is that it will be a tale of revenge where I will try to beat SMTV Vengeance while only using the protagonist Nahobino. In the meantime, don't fall victim to any demons. And most importantly, take care.